player. He's really been hurt. He's gone down before one time, but there was a perfect left hand. Roy never saw it coming. Roy is out. Roy may be out of boxing. That's why Tarver wanted to be the counterpuncher, because he answered Roy's right hand.
Two different things. He was a social media blowout. He blew it away. You're a man that fit his character.
After a clip of Floyd Mayweather watching Roy Jones Jr. get brutally knocked out by Antonio Tarver went viral, the internet exploded. In the video, Floyd grins and nods in approval as Roy hits the canvas from a vicious counter left. That KO happened back in 2004 and marked the beginning of Roy's decline. Now, years later, Mayweather is clearly using that moment as a weapon in their heated back and forth. Let's be real, Jones, lit the match on this feud. But if Floyd thought Roy was just going to take it and stay silent, he seriously miscalculated.
He the greatest fighter all the time? Nah. And Chavez with 80 and 0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80 and 0. You go ever top that? No. He just didn't stop, right? You got the 50, you stopped because of Rocky Marciano. Right. So Rocky died. If he wouldn't die, he probably would have kept going too. So that's, and then at the end, you fight a guy that's 0-0 for number 50. How can I?
Roy Jones didn't hold back when throwing shade at Mayweather, sticking to the same jabs he's fired for years. To him, Floyd may be a business genius, but in terms of excitement in the ring, Roy considers him overrated. For Jones' legacy isn't just about stats and dollar signs. It's about taking risks, putting on a show, and leaving fans with unforgettable memories. And in that department, Roy believes he's miles ahead. This isn't a new take either. Back in 2018, he openly said Floyd was the king of cash butt when it came to real boxing brilliance. Roy's resume was on another level. He even claimed no fighter from any era could match what he achieved. Those comments definitely struck a nerve, especially with Floyd's diehard fans.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao.
Of course.
That's not the Pacquiao at the top of this game. But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever.
But Roy didn't stop swinging. In a recent episode of All the Smoke Fight, he dropped another bomb, this time invoking Sugar Ray Leonard to drive his point home. According to Roy, Leonard was more dangerous than Mayweather not because of accolades, but because of attitude. Called Sugar a dog, aggressive, ruthless, and mean everything he says Floyd never really was. Roy's message was loud and clear. Skill alone isn't enough. You need grit, fire, and that killer instinct. And in his eyes, Floyd just didn't have it. That brings everything full circle after years of digs like that. Floyd finally clapped back, and he did it in the most Floyd way possible.
The energy.
Lord child, the man Floyd Money Mayweather is watching video of Roy Jones getting knocked out. Yeah, man. Roy Jones absolutely getting cooked. And all this is because Floyd Money Mayweather is upset at Roy Jones Jr. for Roy saying that Floyd could not beat a prime Sugar Ray Leonard.
No interviews, no tweets, just a few savage Instagram story clips. One showing Roy Jones Jr. getting knocked out cold by Tarver, another showing him laid out on the canvas after the Glenn Johnson fight. Every clip was timed perfectly, no captions. Needed Floyd let the footage speak for itself. The message was brutal, but clear. While Roy boasts about his highlight reel, Floyd's reminding the world of Roy's most humiliating moments. The contrast is striking. Floyd's never been knocked out, never seriously rocked, never popped for banned substances. Saying a word, he's drawing a line in the sand. The flawless technician versus the flashy risk-taker who crashed and burned. Naturally, fans are divided, and the debate is getting ugly.
Very mean.
I was gonna say mean.
To me, people don't give him enough credit. People always say, well, Floyd would beat Sugar. No, baby, Floyd is not as near as mean as Sugar was.
You don't think you would beat him?
How? How you gonna keep him off on him? Sugar is a dog. Just cause his name Sugar don't mean nothing. Sugar is a dog. People don't give him enough credit for that. You gotta think, this in around between round 13 and 14, I think. And go down these say you're blowing.
online platforms lit up with heated commentary. One user laughed off Floyd's move, saying Roy should have seen it coming. This is classic Mayweather, the king of calculated pettiness and mental warfare. Others doubled down, pointing out that Floyd retired undefeated, never got knocked out, and never failed a drug test. But Roy had his defenders too. Some fans praised his high-risk, high-reward style and the explosive knockouts that came with it. One sarcastic comment hit especially hard. Maybe Roy should have just taken the easy route like Floyd did, implying that Roy's losses came from chasing true greatness, while Floyd played it safe, treating his career like a chess match.
I think he was a social media blowout. He blew it away. He was a man that fit his character because he could do it, and do things the way he did it. He was smarter. I wanted to play King of the Hill. He didn't care to play King of the Hill. He wanted to play King of the
Right, of course.
Which he did.
But the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Mayweather did face elite opponents Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, Marcos Maidana. His path wasn't soft, it was strategic. Still, it's the clash of styles that fuels the divide. Roy Jones Jr. was pure electricity. Flash, power, danger. He'd throw a triple left hook with his hands down and make it look easy. He jumped to heavyweight and looked untouchable. For a while, he made world-class fighters look like amateurs. But everything changed after that Tarver knockout. He was never the same. The reflexes faded, the speed slowed, and his risk-taking began to backfire. Glenn Johnson knocked him out cold. And in the twilight of his career, Roy was losing to unknown fighters in quiet venues, far from the bright lights of pay-per-view.
Where would you mention Floyd? Where would you put him in the rankings? Mayweather, where would you put him in?
Who?
Alright, let me ask you a question.
If you don't respect Muhammad Ali, how can I respect you?
Floyd never went through a downfall like that. Left the game on top, undefeated, untouched, and only returned for exhibition paydays that added to his fortune. In his eyes, he ran his career like a business, calls himself the best ever not. Just because he won, but because he avoided the traps that ruined others. To him, Roy is the guy who couldn't protect his own legacy. By posting those knockout clips, Floyd's making sure the world remembers. But Roy stands by his truth. He still believes he was the more gifted fighter. The angles, the speed, the flair. He claims no one's ever done it quite like him. He owns those moments. And even if the ending wasn't perfect, the ride was worth it. For Roy, greatness isn't about a perfect record. It's about what you gave the fans along the way.
Well, we're gonna know. In the least amount of fights, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Roy doesn't need to say anything new. His stance is crystal clear. To him, Floyd's a financial genius, not a fighting one. He didn't embrace danger, he avoided it. While Roy chased challenges, Floyd built a career on defense and calculated business moves. A few petty Instagram clips won't shake that belief. If anything, they only reinforce what Roy's always believed. Floyd cares more about image than impact. And here's the kicker, Roy's not the only one who thinks that.
Ask me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get...
Some voices in boxing media have echoed Roy's views over the years. They've criticized Floyd's cautious matchmaking, ultra-defensive style, and strategic timing. But not everyone agrees. Others argue Floyd's resume is bulletproof, beating a young Canelo, a veteran Pacquiao, a rough Maidana, and a sharp Cotto says it all. going 50-0 while making more money than anyone in boxing history? For them, that's the definition of greatness.
Why is the money so important? Why do you always come back to the dollars? People want to know.
Why not? I mean, everything you got on costs money. You can't take your wife on a date for free.
Is that how you measure your success?
No. Me, I'm loyal and honest, and I'm a good person, and I call a spade a spade. Money don't make me, I make money. And without money, I'd be the same person. I fought so many fights for free.
What really keeps the fire alive is that these two aren't just different fighters, they're wired differently. Roy believes in giving fans a show, no matter the cost. Floyd believes in giving fans what they'll pay for. Roy took fights that made no financial sense just to test himself. Floyd never moved unless the money made sense. Roy gambled every time he stepped in the ring. Floyd only took risks when the odds were stacked in his favor. This isn't just about boxing style zits.
Watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit. He's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I show up, I bring out the big boy and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so you hate him.
Online chatter suggests Roy's recent shots at Floyd might be more than just pride. They could be a move to stay relevant or even tease an exhibition fight. Some fans speculate Roy's looking for the spotlight again, possibly due to financial shifts. There's no confirmed money trouble, but let's be honest, exhibitions are the new hustle for retired legends. Floyd's done several. Roy faced Mike Tyson in 2020, and a match between these two, even if unofficial, would grab headlines. Thanks to the history.
They upset because I'm able to nuke the game. I was smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay.
Whether the fight happens or not, the story's already written. Floyd is the master of perfection, untouched, always one step ahead. Roy is the fearless genius who soared higher than anyone thought. Possible and crashed just as any hard. They're two sides of the same coin, and that's why their rivalry cuts deep. For Roy, seeing Floyd smirk while he's getting knocked out is the price he pays for chasing greatness the hard way. For Floyd, posting those knockouts is his way of saying, I played it smart and I won.
I love Floyd, but it seems like everybody's afraid to have that O, to have a 1 or a 2 where the O used to be. Ali lost. Sugar Ray lost. Hagler lost. Hearns lost. These guys lost. When did the O become the end-all, be-all?
I think Mayweather, and how he made it big to the public. Like,
Roy Jones Jr. has never stayed quiet when something in boxing rubs him the wrong way, and his latest comment struck a chord with many fight fans. After the Times Square event in NYC this past May, Roy didn't hold back, slammed the growing trend of fighters refusing to engage, especially on big-name, high-stakes cards, calling it a threat to the sport's integrity. To him, this isn't just a stylistic issue, it's a structural failure. He's now pushing for rule changes or accountability measures for fighters who spend more time running than punching, coasting through fights with minimal effort.
Like, why not Floyd Mayweather? Why isn't he in the top 10?
Floyd Mayweather, he's running the whole 12 rounds and he won the fight.
5 fighters you ever fought in your face.
Barrera, Morales, Marquez, La Hoya, Cotto.
According to Roy, some fighters are blatantly gaming the system, stepping into the ring just to do the bare minimum, avoid punches, win a few rounds, and cash out with fat checks. He's calling out a boxing culture that rewards safety over action, where fighters can hide behind defense without any real consequences. Roy specifically singles out Torkia Lalchik, a major figure in modern boxing promotion, who's been pouring massive amounts.
I believe in building generational wealth. Even like when my children, all 4 of my children are adults. And I told no more handouts because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by, I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money. I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars. Told them, listen, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business.
Roy's frustration isn't just about what happened in Times Square, it's about what it represents for the sport as a whole. That event was supposed to be a spectacle, celebration of boxing on one of its biggest and most iconic stages outdoors in New York, broadcast to a global audience. But instead of fireworks, fans got glorified chess matches, lots of footwork, very little action. Roy didn't name names, but the backlash spoke volumes. Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez played it ultra-safe, sticking to movement-heavy game plans. With minimal exchanges, their overly cautious performances drew boos from the live crowd and left fans who paid for the DAZN pay-per-view thoroughly disappointed.